The GSport Awards, South Africa's longest-running women's sports awards, will take centre stage later this month. The 15th edition of this usually glitzy and glamorous affair will celebrate the success of women across many different disciplines. I say usually glitzy because the coronavirus pandemic has impacted plans to put on a show of note in one of the country's top venues. So instead, the August 31st event will be a virtual one. It will feature 60 finalists vying for accolades in 20 countries. 20 categories, I beg your pardon. Babalwa Latsha, the South African women's rugby captain and triple candidate this year, is here. Good to have you on Beyond the Game. If we could first just focus on your career, because you've had a very impressive debut season in Spain. You've said you want to raise the profile of women's rugby in South Africa. Do you feel like you're achieving that at the moment?
I think it's a process. I don't think it's something that I can achieve on my own overnight or over one season, but I think, we've definitely made some significant strides in actually raising, the bar for South African women's sport and for South African women's rugby. It's been a fantastic season. We've qualified for the World Cup, and, it's quite exciting to be in this type of a scenario. But of course, there are maybe one or two setbacks. The COVID-19 virus has hit us quite hard, but I think we are steadily heading towards, the ultimate dream of building South African women's rugby.
And I want to talk about the qualification for the 2021 World Cup for a second. What's been the driving force behind that success, Babalwa?
I think the biggest thing, and it's something that I've been sharing with all of my teammates, is that we need to understand why we're doing what we're doing. And a qualification for a World Cup is a major achievement, not just for us, but for a young Babalwa Latsha, for instance, sitting in Khayelitsha or aspiring to play for the Springboks one day. So this is not just only a victory for us as individuals or for us as a team, as the Springbok women, but it's a victory for our communities and for our country as well. And that's why we're working very hard and trying, our best to at least be as best prepared as we can under the circumstances when the ultimate tournament comes.
All right, let's talk GSport Awards, a triple candidate. You must fancy your chances, surely. I mean, you are in very esteemed company, but if you could walk away with at least one, you'd be pleased, right?
Of course. I think nomination itself is a great achievement, let alone in 3 categories. It's something that I hold personally quite to a high esteem, and to walk away with at least one would be a cherry on top. And it's just amazing really how GSport has been celebrating women's sport throughout the years. It's been 15 years this year, and every year they just pull out the stops to make sure that women's sport across the country, across the continent and globally is celebrated as well. So I'm extremely excited and just so humbled to be part of such a great organization.
And what's the reaction been to your nomination from friends, family, your fellow South African women's rugby teammates?
To be honest with you, Robin, I never knew or I never felt that I had this much support until the nominations came for the GSport Awards. It's been absolutely mind-blowing and amazing how much people that I knew and some that I didn't even know that are rallying behind me or supporting me so much. My community 100% behind me. Everyone just supports not only me but women's rugby so much, and I'm very grateful for that. We're quite excited here at home. My mother has been a great great fan of GSport and of what I do. So we're quite excited, and just to pass a message of gratitude to everyone who has voted during the voting period for the GSport Awards.
I know a lot of people are saying 2020 is a bit of a write-off because of COVID-19, but what do you think the rest of the year holds for you?
I think, Robin, that it's all in the approach. It's all in the attitude in our approach. In my view, I don't think all is lost. It's all about how we adapt, and adaptation has been key for me throughout my career. I think that what's left of the season now or of the year at least, is to continue working hard towards the goal of actually going to a World Cup, competing in a World Cup, and hopefully leading the charges on the day that we take to New Zealand. So I honestly cannot say that we can write off the year. There's about a couple of months left. A couple of months for us to, reinvent ourselves, to learn new things and just, build on being better individuals and better sports people.
Babalwa Latsha, Springbok women's rugby captain, so good to have you on Beyond the Game. All the best, of course, for the GSport Awards and the build-up to the 2021 Rugby World Cup. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Robin.